Hey, hello, 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 hello. How are you? Here we are. Come on, CB, okay? This is it. The late night live. We are here. And it's been scheduled in advance. It's in advanced schedule. It's been scheduled in advance. And this is the first December late night live. But what I can say, however, regarding December late night lives is that we'll do one obviously today, right now, the early UK hours of the 2nd of December of 2024, and then another on the early hours of the 9th of December 2024, possibly another on the 16th. But I think it's either after the 9th or after the 16th. There won't be any more late night lives until after the Christmas live streams are done. Because on the 16th of December 2024, lasting until the 23rd, they will just be solely focused on Christmas live streams. Just to say them. But once the Christmas live streams are done, and I think and then after the Christmas Eve and Christmas, I'm potentially going to do Christmas Eve and Christmas Day live streams and possibly a Boxing Day live stream, but I don't know. I really don't know if I'm going to do one as of yet. But once that's done, we can get back to the fun. The fun. How could we describe the? How can we describe the late night lives here? The fun magical, the fun magical enchantment of great late night lives. Yes, that's it. That's it. We can revert back to our fun enchantment, our fun magical enchantment of our late night lives. Come shortly after the Boxing Day proceedings. That's what we can do after Boxing Day. Get back to the fun magical enchantment of our late night lives after Boxing Day of 2024. Oh, we've got quite a few in here. We've got quite a few in here now. And we've got 5 people publicly watching at the moment and 3 already here. Hello to you, Herman, Gertrude, Heidi, Alfredo, Tasso. Hello to you all. Hello. Thank you, Herman. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tasso. Thank you for your friendliness towards Heidi. Thank you. Thank you, Gertrude. Thank you. A lovely way to describe the late night lives. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tasso. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Gertrude. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah. Oh, and hello to Nutmeg. Hello to you, Nutmeg. You're watching Sappers Live. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry about missing his comeback post-influenza. But but it's certainly wonderful seeing you in here, Nutmeg. Certainly seeing you in here. It was certainly wonderful seeing you in here. Yes, Gertrude, it certainly is the one and only Nutmeg. Indeed it is. Got confused on the time, was thinking it was 8 p.m. Eastern. No worries, no worries. No worries about the time confusion. No worries. Oh, and Anthony's here. Hello, Anthony. Thank you, Nutmeg, for your friendliness towards Hailey and Gertrude. And we're not completely far off of Christmas. But the only thing you'd missed, Nutmeg, was the only thing you missed, Nutmeg, what I was talking to you about, was Christmas live streams. I mean, obviously, many people do have obviously, there's a real chance many of us will have a very great many Christmas plans or not, and what have you. But I have planned some Christmas live streams, Nutmeg, in case you missed what I was saying. But I'll tell you now, from the 16th, from the 16th to the 23rd of December, I'm to be doing some Christmas live streams. And and they're going to be singular Christmas live streams, that is. They're going to be done from the 16th to 23rd of December. And there's a very possible showcased possibility that I'm going to be doing possibly a Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or Boxing Day live stream, but I don't know yet. I don't know yet. You know what? Hi, Megsy. Hello to Megsy. Thank you, Alfredo, for your friendliness to Hammond. Thank you. Oh, gosh, Tasso. It's a cold evening in your neck of the woods. 32 Fahrenheit going down to 26. That's too cold. That's really, really, by and large, far too cold. Oh dear. Oh, Matt's here. Hello to you. If I do Christmas Day, you'll pop on and say hello. Hello to the mods too, whatever you yes, whatever they might be. Good one, Nutmeg. Good one. Little scattered brain. I mean, I had a scattered brain on Saturday. I had the scattered brain on Saturday because of the mistake I made for live streams and things. And am I missing anybody? Who am I missing? Howdy, howdy, Zeph. Howdy, howdy, and hugs to you always. We may be drunk again. Oh, goodness, Matt. I didn't know you had any plans for. I don't know if you've got plans or not for Christmas Day, but if you did happen to appear on a Christmas Day live stream of mine, and that's if I get around to it. Are you sure it won't interfere with your Christmas plans, Matt? If I may ask, I just hope it won't interfere with your Christmas plans, if above and beyond anything, really. Martha Lump. Oh gosh, I don't even know Martha Lump. Brother took her to urgent. Oh gosh. Oh yes, Zeph was asking about Nutmeg's mother. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Oh dear. It sounds like her health's gone downhill. Poor lady. Yes, what more could you expect? 88, they get a wee bit fragile. This is what happens when you reach a certain age. Emotion, I know. No, it's a hard thing to come to terms with, but that's old age, unfortunately. You know. Don't think we're going out. Okay. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you. Oh, but Gertrude was asking. My mother's quite well, thank you, Gertrude. Mother's doing all right and recovered from the shingles. But she's all right. Sure, it's really the run up to Christmas. I'm hoping she'll be all right. It's really this time of year I'm hoping she'll be okay. Because, Gertrude, there were two Christmases, actually, where there were two Christmases where my mother was very ill. Well, it wasn't on Christmas Day, but it was in the run up to Christmases. Two Christmases. 2 year once every 2 years. She was very ill. Your grandmother's 90. Oh gosh, yes, definitely look out for your elderly relatives. Good one there, Matt. Thank you, Nutmeg. Thank you. No, but really, Nutmeg, it's really a matter of if my mother's gonna be okay for Christmas health wise. Because why I say that, Nutmeg, there were two Christmases where, well, two times in the run up to Christmas where my mother was very ill, unfortunately, and it happened once every 2 years. So, and with my mother having not generally not been in good health pretty much most her life, I obviously can't take for granted for the fact that she's going to be well for Christmas. Because, and obviously I can't guarantee she's going to be well for Christmas. So there we are. There we have things. Yes, I'm really hoping so too, Gertrude. I'm really hoping so too. No, I don't think it had anything to do with that, Nutmeg. You'd be surprised, but my mother actually had a history of being ill as a child. She had a history of many illnesses as a child, where she used to get ill a lot as a child, unfortunately. So I don't think it had anything to do with holiday stress. No, but she's generally grown up with not so good health. But generally she's all right. But once something gets her, once an illness, it can be in any illness of any kind. Once it gets to her, Nutmeg, it can really have quite a severe effect. Unfortunately, yes, true that, Gertrude, and my mother being unfortunately one of them. Once my, once no, once something gets to my mother, Gertrude, be it certainly, even if it could be a minor thing, it can really have quite a hardened effect on her health. It really can. Thank you, Nutmeg. Thank you. No, I mean, I remember it was Christmas last year. My mother was in the run up to Christmas last year. There was a significant curtailment for Christmas plans because my mother was very ill, and that was actually quite hard, and actually that was very stressful. Actually, Nutmegs, the run up to Christmas of last year was very stressful because my mother was very ill. Thank goodness she didn't have to go to hospital. Thank goodness for that. But still, it was stressful. It was very stressful time. But I had her back every step of the way. I was asking her every day she was ill, is there anything you need? Anything at all? Some people with very low blood pressure, and when they get sick, it hits fast and very hard. Oh, Gertrude. Oh, Gertrude, your poor friends with very low blood pressure. Your poor friends. Thank you, Nutmeg. No, hoping your mother gets better for Christmas, Nutmeg, because I think after that ghastly fall, I think the only thing she'd probably want is to spending Christmas with her family. I mean, to fall into like a basement, that is frightening. That's very frightening. To fall into a basement. God, very, very frightening. No, but hoping she's better for Christmas, Nutmeg. That's all I can say. It's crossed. Oh, Matt. Okay, Matt had something to say. The size, Anthony, the size of the bags under his eyes, yes. 32 now. The skin's not as elastic as it used to be. Yeah, I know. Oh, thank goodness no concussions or breaks. Thank goodness for that. I mean, could you imagine had she fallen over and broken something? That would have been real disaster if she'd fallen and broken something. But all we can say is thank goodness she didn't break anything. But I think, but still, it obviously must have been very frightening. Same, yes, I'm glad it wasn't Muffs. Yeah. Referring to Martha. Oh, okay. Yes, same, Heidi. Complete ditto to that. Complete ditto to that. Oh, we've got another hello to Isabella. Hello to you. Hello, 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 Isabella. Hello. Oh, gosh, that is terrible. Oh, that is very terrible. That is awful. Broke her hip. Awful. Second time. Oh, dear. He is great. He is the voice of Philip J. Fry in future. Oh, you was her nurse. Oh, gosh, that is difficult. That is a difficult time. In that case, you're familiar with him. Okay, Matt. Okay. Gosh, to be a full, I was nearly like, I was like nearly, it was nearly like nursing my mother, Christmas not, on the run up to Christmas last year when she was really not very well. It was nearly like being a nurse or nursing my mother at the time, you know, because I was actually going to go and see my elderly grandmother for Christmas of 2023 up in County Kent, but I didn't go in the end. No, no, but having gone through now 2 Christmases now, where my mother has actually, in the run up to Christmas, where my mother's been very ill, it actually is quite hastening in one way or another. So it sort of did hasten, it really did hasten me quite a bit. And that is quite hastening in a way. So it sort of did put me off a bit for Christmas plans and all that, especially after what happened. But there you are. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you. No, but really, Matt, thank you. Thank you for wishing our mothers, for those of us who have got surviving mothers, a happy and healthy Christmas. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Hmm. Right. Ooh. I did want to ask if Matt is still in here. Have you heard from Tommy lately? And and have you actually tested his organ as of yet, if I may ask? Oh, Janet's here. Hi, Janet. But Matt, if you're still here, have you ever tested Tommy's vintage organ as of yet, the gardener's organ? Because I know they've got their own organ, but I don't know if you've ever played with it as of yet. Thank you, Zeph. Thank you for your kindness towards Janet. But I mean, why I ask, Matt, is because I'm curious to know as to whether or not you've played with it. Because I know Tommy tests it out from time to time, and all the rest of things, Jenny. Yes, that is the biggest job. That's the biggest job, Nutmeg. Yes, yes. Thank you, Gertrude. Thank you for your friendliness towards Janet. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, hoping Janet's still on the road to recovery post pneumonia. All that. Yes, it do give a resoundingly good, do give a resoundingly large hello to our Janet. Feeling okay, more tests tomorrow. Good luck with it. Janet, good luck with it. Thank you, Nutmeg. Thank you. Thank you. And whatever you or Blink and Blinky are doing for Christmas, I do hope you succeed with the holiday season plans well. Do hope you succeed with it well for whatever it is you're planning to do and all that. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. You second that. Thank you, Gertrude. Thank you. Haven't seen it, can't say too much about it, but it's currently being rebuilt by one of the best organ builders in the UK. Truth be told, no one alive has seen this organ play. It's been in storage since I'm pretty sure, I think Tommy said it was 1920s, that organ. I think Tommy said it was 1920s, as far as I'm certain. It's warmer inside your fridge than in than it is in your garbage. 30 Fahrenheit. Oh, very cold. Too cold. Brrr. It was never put to work. Oh gosh, that's obviously going to take some restoration work to do in that very regard. That's obviously going to take some restoration work to do. Same Nutmeg. I'm the same on that. I can concur to your point. Didn't even reach that. Oh gosh. damp. Yes. And I think we've probably got a few other viewers presumably lurking in the background, something like that. And I think our mods are probably lurking in the background. 29 in Boston. Oh, very, very cold. Too cold. Oh, Pamela's here. Hello to you, Pamela. Hello, hello, hello to you. Twice in one day. Yes, twice in one day. Double the Foxy, double the fun. Oh, that's extreme. That was very funny. That was just funny what you said, Pamela. It's not Pamela Morrow, but we've got Pamela Garza. But we love both of them equally, don't we? I certainly love both of them equally too. I wouldn't say hello to you, Pamela, without giving you a nice long hug always. I wouldn't say hello without giving you a big, nice long hug always. It's nothing better than receiving a big, nice long hug from from your friends, isn't it? Our lovely Pamela and her faithful cat Braveheart. Yes, hello to you, Dave. Hello to Dave Bryan. Hello to you. Oh, thank you, Pamela. 22 Fahrenheit, that is frozen cold. Frozen, frozen cold. That's minus weather. Frozen cold. Absolute frozen cold. Same with 30 Fahrenheit and 29 Fahrenheit complete. Frozen cold. You'd fix me a hot teddy right now. Yes, I think I'd need that. I definitely would. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you for wishing nutmegging for your friendliness towards nutmegging Gashroot. Thank you. Thank you. Too cold for the Roadrunner. Make me vroom. Yes, it would be too cold. I think snow is probably more than enough to stop the Roadrunner from zooming along the road. Zoom. You know, Fluffy. Hello to you, Fluffy. Hello, hello, hello to you. Hello, Fluffy. Hello, hello. Sorry, what is? Am I? Yes, I didn't get anything. Ouch! Oh dear. Roadrunners live in the desert southwest, but it gets damn cold there too, and they still move fast. Totally true that. Fluffy. That's good. That's good humor there, Nutmeg. Fluffy. Good humor. Well, I can tell you what is well and truly fluffy. My Maine Coon cat Daphne. My Maine Coon cat Daphne is well and truly fluffy, as is obviously your Blinky. Oh, what D word did I use? I forgot to say that. Which D word did I use, Anthony? Because I don't remember. Pamela Morrow is on Discord, but not Pamela Garza. But never mind, never mind. Oh, thank you, Janet. Thank you for your friendliness towards Fluffy. Thank you. And thank you, Pamela, for your friendliness towards Fluffy, too. Thank you. Thank you. Good day to you as well, Fluffy. Good day to you as well. Ah, just one more password to forget. I think the only were you referring to Pamela Motto, Gertrude? One more password to forget. Was this in referral to Pamela Motto, or something that Pamela was talking about the Discord and things? Oh, but there's one thing I missed what Pamela said. Right, I'm reading it now. Have a lot of roadrunners here on the trails on the ranch. They are amazing. The sounds it. It certainly does sound well and truly amazing for sure. Roadrunners are cute ground birds. Good sharing. Well sharing. Can only keep up with so much. Same with me. No, same, Pamela. There's only so much I can keep up with, too. There's really only so much I can keep up with. Much like. Oh, God. There's only so much I can keep up with, too. Yes, yes. Just had to let that yawn out. They remind you of a bird you see on a beach. Forget what they're called. Yes, there's too much social media sites out there now, for sure. Sandpipers. Yeah, I think there is quite a bit of an excess of social media sites out there now. Quite an excess of them, but there you are. And but and like Pamela, there's only so much I can keep up with. Or the same could be said with anybody, you know. Oh, Gertrude, Anthony had a question for you. Oh, okay. You just got your answer from Gertrude, Anthony. Okay. Oh, but Gertrude, I did want to ask, how are the cats recently? Do hope your cats are well. Never made the connection. You know. Sandpiper, yes, roadrunners do like they move like sandpipers. Oh, Interesting bird talk. Quite an interesting talk on birds and all that. Roadrunners, sandpipers, what have you. The boy Kitty was, yes, she was doing well. All three are well. That's lucky. No, 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 I was fine. It's fine. I just got a bit distracted looking up something. But other than that, I'm all right, Pamela. Their little legs. I'm all right. I'm all right. But, God, just a little bit surprised about some things, but I'm all right. No, I'm okay. I'm okay, Pamela. I just got distracted for looking something up, that's all. But just a little bit surprised because we were talking about Christmas earlier on, because we're not far off Christmas. But well, when we were talking about Christmas, that's what surprised me. But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against anybody bringing up, the most wonderful time of the year, as one would describe our Christmas. I have completely nothing against one bringing it up. But do I personally have something against Christmas? No, no, but, well, how would one describe my view on Christmas? Is it hard? Well, I'm a bit hastened about wanting to about what I'm going to plan to do for Christmas because of the twice things that happened to my mother, because of having gone and going and the stress and worry I endured when my mother was very ill in the run up to Christmas last year, and there was another time where it happened again. It really did. It really hastened me quite greatly, unfortunately, Pamela, and it actually hastened me to the point of putting off plans for Christmas. So, so that was why I was a bit surprised, and think that was why I got a bit surprised, and maybe may have looked, and maybe without meaning, it looked a little bit shocked when one brought it up earlier on, something like that. So, yes, yeah. But please, I don't criticize anyone who's bringing it up because, because, I believe in Christmas. I love Christmas myself, but because of what happened, it's sort of what you call hasten me from planning ahead for Christmas and all that because of what I endured. Well, because of what my mother endured and how stressful and it was and how stressful and how worrisome it was, and how I found it and all that. So there we are. But to tell you something, Pamela, when you've got a relative or your parents, if any one of your parents is very ill in the run up to Christmas, it's not only does one find it hard, but one can actually find it quite stressful, you know. So I thought I'd make that quite. I thought I'd establish this point quite clearly. Well, there we are. There we are. I don't know if Matt's still here or not, Nutmeg. I don't know. He was here a moment ago. I don't know where he is. Oh, am I miss? Hi, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Hello for you. Certainly a pleasure seeing you on here. Pamela, right. What did Pamela have to say? I'm just reading what you had said, and I'll read what Nutmeg said. Okay, right. Hmm. Gosh, why is my eyesight playing up? So normally I can see what I'm reading, but I don't think I can see very well at the moment. Okay, yeah. Maybe try to make that one specially joyful to drown out the older bad memories. Well, I'll try. One can only try. I mean, my mother would press ahead for planning things anyway, but I'm not really all. But I think she'll likely press ahead with plans anyway. But to be honest with you, I'm not really all that happy about her pressing ahead with plans anyway. Well, I'm not. Well, I can't stop her, but my opinion is sort of makes me a bit uneasy after what happened. But there you are. But I mean, but one can try, as you so suggested. One can only try. No, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm okay. No, I normally I can see the chat on a fairly close-up form. I can normally see the chat, but it's just I'm quite alert. I'm quite vividly alert and everything, but it's just things. It just looks a little bit partially fuzzy at the moment because normally it's not partially fuzzy and it's just happening. I can see a chat, but then it can go a bit partially fuzzy. Chris, no, this is completely true, Nutmeg. Totally true. Not only is Christmas meant for giving, but Christmas is a time for being kind and goodwill to all people. And not only that, Nutmeg, Christmas is a time for goodwill to all of us, if one can so describe it. Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you for your thank you for your support. No, I don't think it's eye strain. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I've had eye strain before, and it was actually worse than what I've experienced. It's actually the eye strain I've experienced, Nutmeg, was far worse than what's going on right now. I don't think it's eye strain because eye strain I've had was worse than what I'm currently dealing with. So I don't think it's anything to do with that. Was in an organ builder's workshop in London, company that has been going since the early days. Suspected it was delivered there new and never got purchased. Oh, oh, how lovely. Only survivor. Oh, what did Sherry say? What did Jenny say? Wish you had your mother. You lost your mother, brother and sister in a fire when you were 12. Oh, Sherry, that's awful. That's awful. That's a horrible tragedy. It's a horrible tragedy. Pamela, what did you have to say about me? So happy you found me in my wonderful community. Thank you. Thank you. But I think we'd be careful bringing it up now because all of us in here, well, certainly those in the chat, will need to think carefully about what they're going to do and how they're going to plan for it. So I think be careful how often we bring it up because I think that's already on many people's minds now, and they obviously need to plan carefully for the very holiday season and all that. That's my suggested recommendation to you, Pamela, because one actually needs to plan some, a hectic time of year like this, Pamela. One needs to take the plans carefully and obviously not plan to the point where it puts them under a lot of stress and all that. You see? I mean, I know you probably understand that only too well and where my point has come from and all that. I too am only all the more very sorry for poor Sherry, Gertrude. Oh, Janet and Anthony, thank you for your friendliness towards one another. Thank you. Yes. No, an awful tragedy what Sherry's fat late relative, late mother and sister went through. Gertrude, a very, very awful tragedy. A horrific tragedy, if above and beyond anything. God, I mean, gosh, now we're in for a little bit of a surprise. Now, about 5 minutes ago, we heard only about 10 in here, but now we've gone up to about 14 to 16. So those of you who are lurking about, please do reveal yourselves for those of you lurking about in the chat. No, really, Sherry, it's certainly a pleasure, but really, Sherry, that was a horrific thing you endured in your lifetime. It was a completely horrific thing you endured. Yes, good one, Gertrude. Do reveal yourselves, those of you lurking in the background. No, but mind you that obviously I have got a subscription restriction in here, haven't I? Because of trolling issues, unfortunately. But so there could be some in here who haven't been subscribed for 1 week or longer. So that's always a showcased remote possibility and all the rest of it. Good point there about Prince Harry. Nutmeg, good point there. Lacks this perspective totally, totally. No, but really, I mean, to face something like that at 12, it's horrific, completely horrific. Mother was awesome the 12 years you had her. I'm just so sorry you lost your mother so young, Sherry. Now I can remember, I remember actually, I was about 12 at one point. I was about 12 at the time. And it's a particularly hard story, actually. I mean, it really affected my brother and I at the time. I mean, it really affected my brother and I. I mean, I was about 12, and my brother, he was going on for about 11, and our mother was hospitalized with pneumonia. I mean, can you imagine dealing with your mother going into hospital with pneumonia, and you're only, what, about 12 at the time? To fetch the laundry, nobody's nutmeg. Getting the laundry sorted is only all the more true important. And I can remember, I thought I was going to lose my mother at the age of 12 when she was hospitalized with pneumonia. Sorry about that, Zeph. I mean, I didn't know Sherry was going to openly bring it up. I didn't know. No, but it is a very hard and heavy topic, I know. Sorry, Zeph. I am sorry about that. Brother and sister were only 4 when they died. Oh, that is devastating. That is heartbreakingly devastating. Oh, Sherry. Oh, Sherry, I am just so extremely sorry for the loss of your brother and sister and your mother. I'm just so extremely sorry about this. Same, thousand apologies too. I would ask the same thing, Janet, yes. Yes. I mean, and I was obviously put. No, I think so. No, but I mean, I have to admit, I didn't mean to go a little bit momentarily silent, but this has profoundly had an effect on me, this story. I mean, I feel sorry for poor Sherry for losing her mother, brother, and sister so very, very young. I mean, I can only all the more just empathize. I can just only empathize with Sherry over this heartbreakingly devastating story. I mean, what a heartbreakingly devastating revelation. You know, but we have your backs always, Sherry. We have your backs always. I mean, I can remember, I mean, I was going through a difficult time when I was 12, and that difficult time was when my mother was in the hospital with pneumonia. I mean, and that is very frightening when you're 12. That is really very frightening, because at that I could remember at a certain point, I could remember that at this point, I thought I was going to lose her when I was 12. I mean, I could remember visiting her in the hospital. Uh, I mean, standing beside her bed, I was really crying. I was really crying when just stood next to my mother's hospital bed, and I was like, "Please don't die," in tears, saying that. You know, no, some stories are very hard, and what a horrific revelation from poor Sherry. You know, all we can do, Sherry, is empathize. But do be assured, Sherry, we have your back always, and you'll always have our support, always, if above and beyond anything. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for your friendliness to Gertrude, and thank you, Gertrude, for your friendliness towards Anthony. Thank you. New organ music to share. Oh, good question. Very, very good question. But I can share a good musical piece I can share, and it's something I personally enjoy listening to. Pleasure, Sherry, pleasure. But moving on from the story now, we know Pamela asked me a question that I'm answering to now. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be heard or not if I play it on as an extra additional tab or not. Don't know if one could. One hear this. Do let me know if you can or cannot hear it. This is the musical piece I was talking of. Oh, you can't hear it. Oh dear. Oh gosh. Couldn't hear it either. Don't worry. This is why I'm taking action. This is why I'm taking action right now. But do be assured it will be heard and played. Funny observation on cats. Why do cats hang out on the mattress cover when you strip your bed sheet? Blinky won't move. You need to make your bed. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Right. Okay. I think I've got it ready. We'll play it now. As Pamela wanted to hear. This is it. Could one hear it? That's good. Yeah, Zeph, yes. Honestly, a brilliant musical piece. Gosh, cold. Supposed to get snow. Oh my God. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. I'm happy you enjoyed it. I mean, I could never get enough of this musical piece. This one, uh, yes, that's it. That's the one. That's the one. Yes. Franz von Suppe. Honestly. He made a fantastic choice of a musical composition there. Franz von Suppe, he just did an outstanding job. He did a completely outstanding job of getting this musical composition composed. I mean, well done to Mr. von Suppe. Well done to him for getting this composed to the point where millions listen to it. Interesting question, Nutmeg. I've never known the full history behind the composition, but something I could look up. As do I, Pamela, as do I. Other composers, I do admire, Pamela. Not just people like Franz von Suppe, but people like the late Wolfgang Mozart, Joseph Haydn. I'm sure nobody would forget the late Joseph Haydn and Vivaldi. Yes, like the Four Seasons Vivaldi. Do 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 do. I cannot get enough of listening to the Four Seasons. You know. Oh, and there's Nikolai Metner. I don't think I don't think one's heard of this one, Nikolai Metner, but he did one of the fairy tales compositions. It was fairy tales, but I can't remember what subsection it was, but it was a fairy tale something Nikolai Metner, Medtner, and this is how it goes. It goes dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. This is actually, yes, I've just remembered now, Nutmeg. This is completely true that it was 1866. Yes, it's a very, very old composition. And what you've said, completely the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I used to play a musical instrument a long time ago, Pamela. I mean, I don't play now. I haven't played for about 5 years now. But to be honest with you, Pamela, once my flute teacher moved abroad, I was like, you know what? I think it's time to stop now and just move forward with life and what's most important to get through in life and all that. So, and really move forward with what I enjoy best and the other important parts of life and all that. Metner, it's Medtner. You spelt it wrong. Right, don't worry. Spell check changed it on you. Fuck you, spell check. Fuck you. Excuse the language. But I thought I'd just say it anyway. Oh, have you got to go? No, Fluffy. Do take care, won't you? Ta-ta for now. Ta-ta for now. Fluffy. Sorry, wait a minute. Sorry, wait a moment. I've just got to sort something out at a minute. Thank you, Pamela. I've just done it now. I've just done it now. Autocorrect. Gauge. Oh, gosh, have we been bringing up gates and things? Oh, thank you, Pamela and Janet. Thank you for your kindly gestures towards to Fluffy and you, Nutmeg. Think the only thing Fluffy would probably want to give to the three of you is probably nothing but a long hug. Well, I think anybody would want a nice long hug with the three of you. Well, I think the longer the hug becomes, it turns into the cuddles and things. No, I think the only thing Fluffy would probably want from Pamela. Why am I? I'm normally better with remembering who you are. Pamela, Janet, and Nutmeg. I think the only thing Fluffy would probably want from the three of you is are lots of nice long hugs to you. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Now a nice long one, nice long hugs and cuddles always. No, I mean there's nothing better than receiving nice long hugs and cuddles always. There must always be a gate on my live. Oh, Zeph. Cheeky. Sounds like you're trying to succeed Harriet's cheekiness and all that. Right, Matt, what was it you were saying? Okay. It enchants the mind. The whole piece was composed to tell a story. Really? Oh, now that's interesting. That is interesting history about the musical piece I played earlier on. That's interesting. I thought it was just a plainly a whole new classical composition when Franz von Suppe composed what I played. I mean, I think we could play. I think we'll probably play one more musical piece, but I'd need to be careful because I really don't want to get into too much trouble. Because I could get copyrighted if I'm not careful. Different place. Okay, thanks, Matt. Not with older classical music here. Oh, okay. Thanks, Matt. Thank you. All right, so sorry, I'm just trying to find something. Hmm. Found it, found it. Found it, found it. You remember listening to Peter and the Wolf as a child? I never got the chance to listen to Peter and the Wolf. I never did. Same, I missed that one too, Matt. Goldilocks and the Three Bears I've listened to, or Little Red Riding Hood, or Gingerbread Man. Many, many nursery rhymes I remember listening to as a little boy. I mean, I haven't listened to them for a very, very long time now, because eventually you move on with learning certain things as aging progresses and all that. It's just what happens, doesn't it? By and large, if above and beyond anything. I will look it up. I certainly will look it up, Matt. Yes, yes. Infinity Gate. Oh, okay. Okay. That explains so, Pamela, but thank you for the kindly reminders. What was it that Nutmeg said? Cheeky Nutmeg, good one. What did Nutmeg say? Didn't know how to use square on your keyboard. Don't know how to use a square on your keyboard. Gate squared. Interesting. Oh, Sherry. Sorcerer's Apprentice. Think it rings a bell. Right, let me wait a moment. Sorcerer's Apprentice. Actually, no. Actually, no. No, I wouldn't be familiar with Sorcerer's Apprentice, Nutmeg, no. No, I wish I was, but never mind, I wasn't. I'm not. Some things I am familiar of, but some I'm not. This is an enchanted musical piece. I always enjoy listening to those musical pieces. No, I always enjoy listening to those ones. Matt really is impressive with his musical knowledge. No, he really is. I mean, Matt, I'm impressed with your musical knowledge. I mean, I've got good musical knowledge too, but yours is it's astonishing. I'm impressed. I'm by and large extremely impressed, Matt. I'm very, very impressed. No, he is amazing, I must say, Pamela. Matt certainly is amazing, if above and beyond anything. I'm happy you've always been close to it, Matt. No, there are many musical pieces I very much liked. It was as I got older, Matt. The thing is, as I got older in age, um, I was always surrounded by the sounds of classical music whenever seeing my grandparents. So, I think that could explain as to why my musical knowledge is reasonably intact in various bits and pieces. Nutmeg. Nutmeg, I used to learn music at school when I was a child. We used to have musical lessons with my class as a child until our music teacher left. We had music lessons in our classroom. I mean, until I was about 13, we used to have a music teacher, but we didn't have her after. I mean, she eventually left the secondary school I was at, but at secondary school, I used to study and learn music. And I was learning quite a lot about quite a good few music composers at the time of secondary school when learning music in secondary school. And I even did music in primary school too. So it's something we've pretty much had in common, really. Nutmeg studied music child age and all that. A long time ago, I used to play an instrument. A long time ago, I haven't played for a long time now. The musical instrument I used to play was the flute. I used to play the flute. I did pass one or two grades, I think. Before I stopped, I think I passed about one or two grades, something like that. I mean, which I did until my flute teacher moved abroad. And it wasn't just one flute teacher, I had two flute teachers. Heard a great deal and you love it. He wasn't taught a lot about it, but it's never too late. Too right. Quite a good, a fairly good point. But I think my flute playing days, I think that's enough for me now. I had a good 5 years of playing the flute. Enough's enough now. There you are. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony is one of your favorites. I really like Beethoven. I actually love Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. I listen to that. I do listen to that. Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. I do like his symphonies. They are astonishing. and very, very highly iconic too. Now, I wouldn't forget the notes. Du-du-du-du, du-du-du-du. Da, 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 da. Oh, Matt, you had a question. What was the question you had in store for me, Matt? But speaking of musical compositions, one of my favourite compositions has got to be a Mozart composition. It was a piano concerto number, I think it's number 21, I think it was. Piano concerto number 21. That's my favourite classical musical composition. That's my that's really one of my all-time favourites. I mean, I heard it every time I went to my grandparents' house. This would always be played. This was always played. Piano concerto number 21. Oh, hand, little hand-turned organ that plays the paper rolls. Oh, well, it depends how big it is. That's the thing, Matt. But they can be carried. At least they can be carried. But I need to ask permission before I can have something like that at home. Not a bad suggestion, Nutmeg, but I think could we be careful bringing up the Christmas season, please? You know, because I'm actually quite hastened to celebrate it. You know, and actually, if anything, I'm not particularly looking forward to it very much after what happened um last time. There you are. You know, I mean, I can't get over how stressful it was what I went through when my mother was ill. I mean, obviously, it wasn't my mother's fault she was ill, but it was a stressful experience. You know, but interesting what you were suggesting, Matt. But I'd really need permission before I can have something like that at home. I'd really need permission. You know, I would need permission for having it in my family household. But I mean, I'm missing a few things. Oh, I couldn't play the flute now, Pamela. No, I would have forgotten how to play it by now. I haven't played the flute in over 5 years now, so I've probably forgotten now. No, but to be honest with you, Pamela, once my flute lesson days were over, it was just I just moved on from it. That was what I did. I just completely moved on from it, and that's that. But you know, I'm quite happy with the. Ouch! Oh dear, itchy ear. I'm quite happy with what I'm currently doing in life now. I'm happy with my current life. You know, and if anything, I'm actually what makes me happiest most of all is going event tending, being that of the event tending David got me into. You know, so and all those things. Which has given me a good new lease of life, as you know, and I'm quite happy with my current life. I'm quite happy as an enthusiast for for classic cars and vintage steam rally events and vintage vehicular events and bus rally events and things, and going to the to the railways and things and all that. I'm quite happy with my current life. Don't think it was I haven't got allergies. I don't have that. John Smith 20 organ note. Okay. Just reading something what I missed, but Nutmeg, I totally agree with you. No, it really is fascinating to hear Beethoven's Fifth Symphony directed by different composers in the classical concerts and things when it's conducted. No, it really is well and truly fascinating, if above and beyond anything. Oh, next event, I'm hoping to go to a Christmas event. But then after that, I think I'd likely have quite a while to wait before I'm either next railway attending or event attending and things after that. But I'm hoping to go to the Christmas event before Christmas. And I think if I go, it would be my first time going, you know, because normally my final event is November time. But I think this could probably be the final one for this year if I happen to go. Not sure. No, I know what you meant, Nutmeg. I know what you meant. Don't worry. I know what you meant. No, I could totally agree with you, Pamela. Not only is it good for event attending, but it's good for having a ride on the railway, especially if it's a preserved steam railway or a preserved miniature railway, what have you, and all that. So there you are. There you are. Right, okay. Right. Oh, hello, Imogen. Hello to you. Don't worry if you're late, but hello to you. Hello to you. Starting late this year, hoping to get booked into Abbey Hill in Yeovil. Oh, interesting, Matt. Oh, interesting. Certainly is a hello to our Imogen. Indeed it is. Hello, Imogen. Thank you, Imogen. Thank you for your friendliness towards Nutmeg, Gertrude, and Heidi. Thank you. Thank you. Who's ringing? Oh, yes, Ringer Mike is here. Hello to you. Hello, hello, hello. With you totally on that, Nutmeg. It really has been a very diverse chat, for sure. It certainly has been a diverse chat. Many interesting topics and things, but there we are. The cats are well. The cats are well, thank you, Pamela. Um, Daphne can go outside, but she does go in after a certain time. -8 is nothing but frozen cold. That's nothing but frozen cold, Imogen. And I personally couldn't bear that. I couldn't bear -8, no. Matt, oh yes, you were saying something, right. One you would recommend in southern counties, in devices. We have had confirmation this week that a massive 110 key organ will be in attendance. Oh, fascinating. Fascinating. Yes, Gertrude, I know. Frozen. Brrr, freezing. Brrr. Very, 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 very cold. Itchy. Had to take the dog out. He's fine, but you're not. I could only imagine. I could only imagine too well, Imogen, that you're obviously not okay with the cold. I wouldn't be okay with it either. But I do hope you've had a nice weekend all the same, though, by and large. Oh, and Imogen. Imogen, yes. But since you mentioned it was -8 in Canada, oh, honestly, I mean, I would hate to be where you are now. I would hate to be having to walk a dog out in -8. Gosh, I mean, if I were you, I really don't think I would last for very long, so well. But if I did have to walk your dog in that weather, once back inside, it would definitely be a hot drink. I don't know when this devices event takes place, Pamela. I don't know. But what's the event called, Matt? because you mentioned its devices. I'm pretty sure Peter Mackett went some years ago. But it really it depends on what else is happening on that weekend. It depends on what other weekends and whatever other events are going on at this point, you know. Happy learning you had a lovely weekend. Oh yes. Happy birthday to your daughter, Imogen. Happy birthday to her. Fabulous brunch in Toronto. How lovely. How lovely. Oh, impressive. Impressive. I too am gladly pleased as well, Gertrude. Oh no. Oh no, you've got a sick family relative, Janet. Oh no, but you take care, won't you? Ta-ta for now. Not without a hug. Oh, we wouldn't say goodbye without giving you a hug, Janet. Oh, oh. Southern Counties Organ Fest. Oh no, I don't think I could go, Matt. No, I don't think I can go because I have a good reason why. Those days would normally coincide with Tinker's Park. And also the other day, it would coincide with the London to Brighton Kit Sports and Classic Car running event. So it wouldn't be a convenient. That wouldn't be convenient, unfortunately. No, I mean I wish it was, but it won't. Sadly. Oh well. That's better. Oh, Helvy's in. Hello, Helvy. I've had a reasonably all right day, thank you, Helvy. I hope you've had a good weekend. I really do, above and beyond anything, hope you've had a good weekend, Helvy. Thank you, Nutmeg, Pamela and Gertrude. Thank you for your friendliness towards Helvy. Thank you. Thank you. No, no, not yet, Imogen, no. I'll need to ask Mother when we're going to get the Christmas tree put up, because Mother would have the answer to it. There you are. Ah, thank you, Hilvy. Thank you. May have Sleepgate. No, I don't think we'll have a Sleepgate soon. I don't think. No. No. No, but Imogen, actually, can we please be a little more careful mentioning the Christmas season? You know, the Christmas holiday season, because I am a bit hastened to plan for Christmas, I'm afraid, because of what happened this time last year. And that's not the first time it's happened in the run up to Christmas when my mother was very ill. It did actually hasten, it really did put me off going ahead with my Christmas plans for 2023. And actually, to be honest with you, it still puts me off Christmas plans for the future because it wasn't just the one time, it's happened twice, once every 2 years. So, so to be honest with you, I'm not really fussed as to whether a Christmas tree gets put up or not because I'm quite hastened by what happened, you know. And I mean, and why it's hastening is because it was very stressful, actually, what I went through. Though I was really on the lookout and having my mother's back every step of the way, like 24/7, it was actually very stressful enduring that period, you know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Imogen. But thank you for your understanding. 98 key caviar. Don't worry about it, Matt. Don't worry about it. White scavioli. Give my ears a treat. No, but like I said, Matt, I can't go to the Devises event because of Tinker's Park, likely Tinker's Park, and also because of the likely chance of the London to Brighton Classic Car Show event. Don't know if triggering's the right word, Pamela, but hastening, I think, is probably the better way to describe it. No, I'm all for it, but because of what's happened twice, once every 2 years, it's actually has a hastening effect. It has a hastening effect from my experiences of it. Um, the Tinker's Park, I definitely do go with David, but normally we arrive individually at different times, normally, David and I, Pamela. But we attend most events together, but some we don't. Some events I would go and David wouldn't, or sometimes David would go and I wouldn't go. That's how it goes, Jenny. Like, say, for example, David wouldn't necessarily go to a model rail event, always. You know, but he would certainly generally by and large be up for a classic car event and things. Probably, I think so. It's something like that. I don't know what it was, Gertrude, but whatever she had, she was really not well with it. Not at all well. Oh, there we are. May do it soon. Okay. Harriet's been inviting you. Haven't heard from him recently, Imogen, but it's my likely concluded assumption that he's quite busy with his end of school year because he is going to be because he's going to be leaving school this time next year. Anthony, I'll share the point. I'll share the answer to your question. I totally agree with you, Imogen. I totally agree. And actually, he said something quite touching about me a few short months ago. He said that when he met me, because we met at what was the London to Brighton historic commercial vehicle run, and he said, and it was from that point on, after that event on, he said that I completely changed his life afterwards, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that him simply meeting me at an event he'd never been to before was enough to change his life so drastically, with a positive side effect to go with it. You know, he was profusely grateful for me introducing him to this very event, in a way that I'm profusely thankful and grateful to David for introducing me to the events I'm now greatly familiar of and all that. You know, and I've actually shared what it really meant to me going to these events and all that, you know. No, I mean, had I not, no, it really did. From what I was going through at the time, Pamela, when David introduced me to them, I think, to be honest, I think it, to be honest with you, it had to happen. Um, Getting into this event attending, it really had to happen. I think had you seen me back in, I think had you spoken to me back in 2021 or so, or if I was talking to you about certain things, I think you would have probably thought, yes, you really need something. You really do need something because you're obviously not too happy with yourself. Had you, had you spoken to me back in 2021 or so, Pamela? No, but it really made me feel very good and actually better about myself getting involved in the event attending. And, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I totally agree with you, Imogen, yes. No, and I miss him too. Yes. No, what David did when he introduced me to this event attending, Pamela, it's proved instrumentally useful in overcoming the loss of my wonderful late grandfather Edmund and overcoming sadness from other troubles that followed within the months after my Edmund died. So all that and a few other troubles, dealing with all of that alongside it as well. That no, it that broke me. That broke me mentally. I mean, it broke me. I mean, it was just too much to deal with. It was completely just too much to deal with, Pamela. Too much to deal with to the point where, it broke me. I mean, to be honest with you, I think had I not gotten into the event attending, Pamela, more than ever, when looking back on it now, more than ever, when looking back on this, when looking back on it, I think my life really could have gone the other way. Hello, Carla. Carla, it's certainly lovely seeing you here. It was not going to be a quick thing to overcome the loss of my wonderful late grandfather Edmund at the time, Carla, when he died. But then there were other things then there were other issues that followed on within the months after he died, and that was just too much to deal with, to the point where it really knocked me over and broke me mentally. So there we are. No, but it's always a matter of being good to people, Carla, and representing a good morality, really, which are important learning lessons, really. Representing a good morality, being good to people. But one thing to share, Carla, one thing to share, what was it I was gonna point out? Yes, there we are. A good friend of mine, Mrs. Murphy, I think you're familiar of her already. She's from Graham, Fiona, and Trevor's community, Mrs. Murphy. Told me this very truthful philosophical sentiment that grief is the price we pay for love, which is completely as truth has things. Hi, brothers. Hello again. Hello. Good to see you here. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other gold. True that. True that. Thank you, Imogen. Thank you. He was a brilliant grandfather. It was just a wonderful grandfather to have. No, the next couple of months, Pamela, in the next couple of months, it will mark 5 years since he died. But honestly, I mean, a wonderful grandfather, big time, as was my Edmund. I mean, I spent quite a lot of time with him whenever seeing him and my grandmother. I spent a lot of time with both of them when they lived in the Brighton and Hove region when I was a little boy, and I did spend quite a lot of time with them on on certain weekends and things when they lived in the Brighton and Hove region, until they moved to the Isle of Wight. But I went to the Isle of Wight most school holidays when I was a teenager. I did that until I was about 18. No, but the times I spent with my grandparents, especially with my wonderful late grandfather Edmund, was valuable. It was totally valuable. Oh, hi, Margie. Hello. Hello, Margie. I saw you on Graham and Fiona's premiere earlier on in the comment section. It's good to see you again, Margie. How's my grandmother? And my grandmother. Um, she she's just about still living life to the full. Still living life, but as you could imagine, she'll always miss my wonderful Edmund. She'll always miss him, you know, and most understandably. Especially as my Edmund didn't live to a particularly old age. But my grandmother's, I mean, she's not far off 80, my grandmother now, but my Edmund, he only lived until he was 73. So he didn't live a particularly long life, I'm afraid. No, but had you seen what he looked like before he died, um, one could have easily thought he'd lived a long life. It wasn't every Saturday night I stayed with my grandparents. I never did it every Saturday night as a little boy, but it was some weekends when they lived in the Brighton and Hove region. You loved every minute. No, I always loved every moment I was with my grandparents. I always did. No, but obviously one's grandparents don't live forever, you know. I'm quite well, thank you, Margie. I'm quite well, thank you. Grandmother is only in her 60s. Oh, impressive. You've got a young grandmother there, Bradders. Got a young one there. Oh, have you got to go? I wouldn't say goodbye without giving you a nice long hug, Pamela. I wouldn't say goodbye without giving you a nice long hug, my lovely. You take care. You take care, my lovely. Oh. Thank you, Gertrude. Thank you. Yes, no, we wouldn't say goodbye to our Pamela without giving her a nice long hug, would we? Your grandparents were awesome. Oh, how wonderful that you've got good memories of your grandparents. I mean, I've still got I've only got two surviving grandparents now, but those are just my grandmothers. I mean, the only grandfather I knew growing up was my Edmund, because unfortunately, my mother's father, Eric, that was, my grandfather Eric, he unfortunately died when I was just a baby. He didn't live, and he too, like Edmund, didn't live a long life. Yes, we did hear from Janet Carter. Yes, she was actually in the live chat earlier on. I mean, she's gone now because she had to visit an ill relative, but she was in the live chat. Yes, she certainly was. It's a pleasure always, Pamela. No, I'd always, if I could, I'd just give you all the nice long hugs I could. If I could, Pamela, I'd just give you all the nice long hugs I could. I'd obviously be the same with Pamela Morrow too. And also, Pamela Morrow once said, I was like, well, in a way, Pamela, I could be your little boy, couldn't I? You know, and then I shared the descriptions to reference my point to what I shared. And she was like, you could be my child, couldn't you? I was like, oh, yes, I could. Couldn't I? I could definitely be your little boy for a child. Oh, that. No, I too am only gladly pleased, Pamela. Janet's okay, Carla. Oh no, Anthony, I'm so sorry about your grandmother. She died on the 10th of May, 2003. It's 77. Oh gosh, so she didn't quite make 78 if she was what, June of 1925 and died in what, May of 2003. 77, oh gosh. I can imagine you still miss her, Anthony, and in the way I will always miss my Edmund. Yes, I mean, yes, I may have overcame the loss of my wonderful late grandfather Edmund eventually, but I may have overcame it, even though it took a long time. I'll still always miss him, and my memories of him will always sustain me greatly, you know. I mean, but it was for a long time. For a long time, I couldn't talk about I couldn't open up about I really couldn't talk about the loss of my Edmund for a long time. I mean, I could, but I couldn't open up about it in full in the early days, in the early years of it. I mean, you know, I was just very, very upset when he died. No, I mean, really, I was. Oh, Zeph. Cheeky, cheeky. Don't want you falling asleep on us. Your telltale signs are starting to show. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm all right for now, Zeph. I'm all right, but I understand your feeling towards me because because obviously you're protective of me like a mama bear, aren't you? Is that I'm very protective of you like a mama bear. Your one wish was that your grandparents were able to meet your children. They would have adored them. How lovely. How lovely. No, I'm very gladly pleased learning that your late grandparents would have adored your children. Over 2 hours. Yes, I know, Hailey. We're over 2 hours now. Our strokes are horrible. Grandmother had a stroke. Oh, gosh. My friend had a stroke, actually, Anthony. My good friend, Jonathan. He had a stroke, and he was only aged 48 when he suffered the stroke. And also his late father suffered a stroke as well. But that was not what killed him, just to say, Anthony. What my friend's Jonathan's father's cause of death was cancer, but the stroke was not the cause of death, even though he did have one a good few years before he died. And that's big. Oh, you're still here. Did Blinky get off the bed in the end? Yes, as you said before, 1925, 6th of June, 1925 to 10th of May, 2003. You take care, Margie. I wouldn't say goodbye without giving you a nice long hug, my lovely Margie. It was certainly wonderful to see you. A lot of stroke people only have good use of one hand. No, I know. No, it's very tragic, the side effect having a stroke can have, Carla. When one suffered a stroke, the side effects they have is debilitating, you know. I mean, at first, Jonathan couldn't do really, he could hardly do a lot at all when he first had the stroke. But fortunately, he's okay now. But the only effect the stroke had was that it aged him quite quickly. And post stroke, though he recovered from it, though he just about steadily recovered from it, he's on medication. He's on medication for life since he had the stroke. And also he's on a very strict diet since he had the stroke. And also he can't drink alcohol unless it's like for very, very, very exceptional occasional purposes only. So yes, it just goes to show the effect of having a stroke can really have. Had to kick Blinky off the bed. Cheeky Blinky. Thank you, Gertrude. Thank you for your friendliness towards Margie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good point there, Gertrude. Very good point there. No, but Anthony, my apologies for the loss of your grandmother when it happened. Carla is definitely speaking the truth there about stroke people. After Jonathan suffered the stroke, he actually did have to retake his driving test sometime after he suffered the stroke. He wasn't very old when he had the stroke. He was only 48 when he suffered the stroke. So can you imagine having a stroke at that age? You get people who have strokes younger than that on a very, very more shocking note and all that. Though Jonathan wasn't the only member of his family to be a stroke victim. His father was a stroke victim too, well, his late father. But like I said earlier on, that was not what killed his father, the stroke. Never knew your grandfather. Died in 1996. Oh gosh, that was before you were born. Oh gosh, I didn't realize you were that young, Anthony. Oh goodness. One of my grandfathers died just months after I was born, you know. Oh, oh, Carla. Now, Carla had something to share. Used to help a little old Irish lady who used to swear like a trooper. She'd say, they should try and butter their toast with one hand. I would quite likely assume so, Anthony. Only had one set of grandparents, having a single mother. Oh, gosh. Oh, she didn't die from the stroke. Oh, gosh. So sorry about your grandfather, Anthony. He did better than my Edmund, though. He did better than my Edmund. He lived longer than he did, and all that. He lived longer than him. He only had one set of grandparents having a single mother. Oh, gosh. God. Really? Oh gosh. Kinda made you think of the poor people in the nursing homes. A lot of family members don't know about the meal policy that they have. Oh goodness. Well, it's a matter of having the stimulation, I suppose. I totally agree, Carla, yes. 76, yes, no, that was 76 years, Anthony, yes. My late grandfather Edmund was only 73 when he died. So he lived what? Quite a good few years longer than he did, so he did well. I mean, well, compared to him, he did quite well, you know. But still, 76, I mean, that's really not very old. That's really not very old. Or your grandmother at not even 78. That's not very old either. I mean, Jonathan's father made it to 79, just to say. But on a more astonishing note, Anthony, my friend Jonathan's uncle, he's going to be 100 in 2025. You know, they'll be looking. They'll be looking down on you with love. They know you think about them. Oh, Matt, that was a very nice thing for you to say. Time to end this live. Oh, starting to fade. Oh, goodness. Hun, oh. I didn't realize I was like a hun to you, Zeph. Oh, lovely. Right, oh yes, Gertrude had something to say. Well, they deliver the tray of food to the room, and if you don't tell them to physically feed them the food sets there until it is picked up untouched if the patient can't feed themselves or has memory issues. Oh, it's awful what happens. Are you going to go? Ta-ta for now, Sherry. Ta-ta for now. I think, well, much as I don't want to admit it, as much as I don't want to admit it, I think it's game over. Especially as Zeph was like, "Come on, please, come on, hun. Time to finish the live stream. Please finish, hun. You're starting to fade." Oh, no, I would have. Well, could you imagine if I'd protested, saying, "No, no, I'm going to keep going"? I could just only imagine little Zeph walking over to me and saying, uh, "Please, come on, hun. It's time to finish things off, please." Oh, okay, all right. Right, see me fading. Yes, I think it's time to finish. Tiny and tough. Yes. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This is it for the late night live. Sending a good night tuck in, trying to tuck me in. Don't know, Josh, don't know. Thank you, Cheryl, thank you. You've only just come in, but we're finishing now. Thank you. Snug as a bug in a rug. Oh. Thanks. Yes, the stream is ending. Thanks for watching. I think if I go on any longer, Zeph will probably get upset with me and saying, "Please, hun, can you finish?" Thanks for watching. Goodbye, and may happiness be knocking kindly and pleasantly on your doorstep in the respectable reverence of friendliness of all due courtesy and sincerity.